Well, you might have thought we've turned into the Golf Channel, and by that I mean all the love that we've professed for these cars. We're driving this car post-VW diesel scandal, the whole emissions thing, and my love has not diminished. It's a good thing because our friends at Integrated Engineering have kindly loaned us their test car.
We have a somewhat contentious relationship with the Golf R. Every time we've driven it, it's been, yeah, it's a better GTI, but it's not everything we hoped it would be.
When we drove that car last time, Mk6, we drove it against its competitors. I like the competitors better.
So the guys from Integrated Engineering, Pete and Dave, brothers, they called us up and they said, "Do you want to drive a 450 horsepower Golf R?" All right.
It's $7,000 for 450 horsepower that bolts right on.
Now, they didn't just strap on a bigger turbo, plug it into a computer, call it a day. No, they've actually built a lot of their own parts. These are guys that are doing CAD design work, and they're taking it and then 3D printing headers, manifolds, all kinds of things to try things out, to actually then cast really good parts. They're tinkering until they break stuff, and then they back it off a step, and the result is a Mk6 Golf R with 450 horsepower to the wheels. Now, to put that in perspective for you, the Mk6 Golf R was about 260 horsepower. That means they've almost doubled the power of this car.
And what I love about these guys is that they're sorting it to the point where they know it's not going to break. From the exterior, it looks like a nicely stanced, just a little bit lowered, really good-looking Golf. But it hides this unbelievable dual personality inside. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Golf.
As a result of all of their playing around, you wind up with the Integrated Engineering cylinder head, high pressure fuel pump, intercooler, intake, camber plates, a lot of things to refine this car to get this 450 horsepower created and down to the ground. Now, these guys have been tuning Volkswagen since they could drive, and they've built those cars. They have the 600 horsepower early gen GTI that they will fully admit, totally unusable. Incredibly powerful, doesn't really work. This has 400 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPMs. You're going to be there all the time. But what's great is, I've always wanted the Golf R to have a dual personality. I've always wanted it to feel like just a Golf, just a really nice, usable, no big deal car, and you put your foot in it and you blow people's minds. Volkswagen's never really built that. It's always felt like they've shied away from that and kept it much more staid and usable. This is a genuine Golf R with dual personality. It's your very proper, very nice, well-mannered girl you could take home to mom and dad. When she gets nuts and you take her to a bar, sailors run out.
Holy moly! Oh my gosh! When you dip into the throttle, you think, okay, that's fast, and then it's just above 4, this turbo sound starts doing its thing, and then at 5,000 you know that this is definitely a different car, and by 6, you've lost your driver's license. This car wants to go. Wow.
Okay. That was very, very fast all of a sudden. I'm actually genuinely surprised to look down and see that number. Okay, glad I'm back here by myself.
This is giggly, stupid horsepower. We've felt fast cars, but this just no longer need caffeine. Coffee is irrelevant. Just go for a drive in the Integrated Engineering Golf R every morning and you're fine. You're set for the day.
They've done some other drive fast tweaks as well. I mean, this does have launch control and it has no lift shifting. Think about the fact that the Mk6 Golf R this is based on does 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. This has almost twice the power of that stock Mk6. We're almost in Hellcat acceleration range here. Now, it doesn't feel like a Hellcat. To give you frame of reference, that one is nuts all of the time. This is just nuts when you want to be.
When you hear about 2,000 horsepower Skylines or GTRs, it's, I don't care, because what do you use the car for? You can't do anything with it. That is the opposite of this Golf R. They've normalized this power. It's not unfriendly power. It doesn't get away from you. And I've felt more torque steer in cars like the Mazda Speed 3. This wheel is not trying to rip itself out of my hands at maximum acceleration, which is a good thing. You don't want that. I mean, it's a party trick. It's, you know, like trying to drive a rodeo, but you don't want that all the time.
And unlike other Golf Rs I've been in, I can actually feel the rear half of the car as involved. Once you get to power levels like this, and you really give it all of the power it's got, you can feel the back half of the car really engaging and working to keep you not only going straight, but to actually carve you through the turns in a way that I generally just don't ever feel in these Golf Rs.
You think, okay, does a car need this much? Well, I've talked about the Golf R in the past, and I've said it needs to do more or cost less. Well, finally, integrated engineering has taken that to heart, and they've made the car that I've wanted.
Pete and Dave from Integrated Engineering, thank you guys for calling us and letting us just run around in this car, because it's nuts in a wonderful way. It's the crazy dual personality I hoped for. And it's executed well. I mean, this kit you can get for $7 grand. Now, okay, that's not nothing. If you bought a $40,000 Golf R, that hurts, but this is a Mark 6. So, okay, buy your Mark 6 for what, 20, 25, maybe 30? Spend $7 grand on it. You have something a lot more powerful than the Mark 7 Golf R, and it's a giant killer. I mean, nobody's gonna suspect this can do what it does, and it's designed to be driven daily.
Is it inexpensive? No, that's not what I'm saying. But for what you're getting, you're getting this.